Hey guys, welcome to a weekend reading vlog. This week's reading vlog has been a little bit different. It is split into two parts. We have the first part of the week, which I should have already posted by the time that you're watching this. Well, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. But this week I am doing a very special weekend reading vlog. I do plan to read quite a bit this weekend. I have a lot to get through for my July TBR, so I thought I would dedicate this weekend to reading. But this weekend reading vlog is also going to be very special because this video has kindly been sponsored by Owlcrate. So Owlcrate is a young adult fantasy and sci-fi monthly subscription box that contains a range of bookish goodies as well as a new release hardback. Some of the hardbacks they provide are also exclusive editions, which is always very exciting. But Shelflove were kind enough to reach out to me, offered to sponsor this video and send me a box to show to you guys. And I will also be reading the book that is included in this box this weekend, so I can give you all of my thoughts on that. So I'm very excited about this box in particular because the theme of this one is sci-fi takeover. You guys know that I have been loving sci-fi recently, and I may even love it just a little bit more than fantasy. So there is merch for lots of sci-fi fandoms in here, including things like Red Rising and Skyward. But I do believe that there is also Illuminae merch in here, and I have literally finished Illuminae today and I'm hooked. I was emotional. I know I'm ready for merch. So this was the June box, but the current box that Shelflove have on sale is the August box, and the theme for that one is Take Flight. I'm also really excited for that one because that does contain Nevernight merch, and it will also contain merch for Six of Crows and the Raven Cycle. If you would like to get your hands on a Shelflove crate, I do have a rep code for new subscribers. So if you use the code Becca10 at checkout, you will get 10% off your first box. All of the information on Shelflove crate will be in my description box, so you can go and check all of that out. Okay, so let's start off with an unboxing. Now, I have opened this box. I haven't looked inside it. Cody rifled through it when she was here last weekend. So Cody knows what's in here, but I don't. So the first thing we have here is the little information and spoiler booklet. We also have some information on back for the July theme, which is Game On, and that one will contain fandoms such as Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, and Ready Player One. And apparently one item will feature 18 fandoms. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm really excited to find out. Okay, so first item. Let's take it out of the packaging. So the first thing that we have is an Oh My Stars pin banner. This one I think is the Lunar Chronicles. I have read and absolutely love the Lunar Chronicles. It's one of my favorite series, and this says Oh My Stars, which I think is something that Aiko says a lot. It's been a while since I read it. I have a few bookish pins and I put most of them on my denim jacket, but if you guys have ever tried to wear a jacket that is covered in enamel pins, you will know that that gets heavy really damn quickly. So the next item we have is this. So this one is a headband, and I'll see how close up I can get it because I believe that this is Red Rising themed, which is a book that I own and haven't read yet, but I do really want to. Where's the howler symbol? There it is. So you can see we have the little howlers and symbols. Next we have a pop socket that says Ignite My Love Ignite. I'm not going to take this one out of the packaging just yet, but I have wanted a pop socket for so long and they're really expensive, which is why I've never bought one. So this one will definitely come in handy. I'll see if I can attach it to my phone because I do have a phone case on, but hopefully that will work. Okay, so oh, this is huge. Oh my god, I love it, but I can't get in. How does it open? Let me in. So this is a throw pillow, which is, it's enormous. This is like the biggest, oops. This is the biggest throw pillowcase that I have ever received. It says every story needs its hero and villain and its monster. And I don't know what this is from. Let me have a look. Okay, so this one is Obsidio, which means that I can hold this while I cry when I get to the last book in the Illuminae files. So, oh, this is gorgeous. Who designed this? Nerdy Post. This was designed by Nerdy Post, and I think I actually have a pillow that's big enough to go in this. At the minute it's in like this weird chicken cushion cover, but obviously this one's preferable. So this is a notepad. It says people need stories, Chad, they bring us hope and that hope is real. And I think based on the illustration that this one is Skyward. Yes, it's a Skyward inspired notepad, and it's also like a flip leaf one, so you can just tear them off. And I am like a massive hoe for stationery. Like, I hoard it. I never use it, but I definitely hoard it, so I will probably do the same with this. Okay, so this is one of the really exciting things about Shelflove. I will take these out of their packaging, but throughout 2019 they have got these little chess pieces, and essentially if you purchase the Shelflove crate subscription boxes throughout the year, you will end up with a full set of chess pieces. So I believe that this one is Ezra from the Illuminae files, which naturally means that this one is Katie. And like I said, I just finished Illuminae, so my emotions are kind of raw right now, and these pieces really mean a lot to me. And then lastly, we have the book. So this one is an exclusive signed edition, and there is also a bookmark in here as well. And there is also a postcard. So we'll start with the book because these are related to the book. So the book, oh wow. So the book is The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg, and I have seen a lot of people talk about this who've had the arcs, and I didn't realize because the cover for the arc is completely different to this, but this is so stunning. I'm not sure how well you can see with the ring light glare as well, but it has like a holographic insert in here, which just, I die for this, honestly. I die for this cover. So as I said, this one is signed. So that is the book, and I will tell you about that one in just a second, but oh, that cover. So here we have a bookmark that comes with it, and then also we have the postcard, which I think is really cool because it's like a ticket. So I'm going to be reading this book over this weekend, and I'll be letting you know what I think, obviously, as we normally do in reading vlogs. But what I know about this before I go into it is that this follows a robot princess who works in a theme park. So in the dust jacket it says, "The Kingdom is an immersive fantasy theme park where guests soar on virtual dragons, castles loom like giants, and bioengineered species formerly extinct roam free. As one of the most favoured fantasists, Anna adores her life at the park. But when she meets Owen, Anna begins to experience emotions beyond her programming, including, for the first time, love." So as I said, this will be the next book that I am picking up. I just finished Illuminae, so I'm in a massive sci-fi kick at the minute, and I will let you know a little bit more about this when I have read some of it. So I just put all my makeup on and everything ready to film, but Curtis decided that he wanted to stream, so I guess I'm filming after dinner. But I do have a reading update for you. Still reading The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg, but I'm nearly done. Now it is only 4:44 on Saturday afternoon, and I started this last night. I read a couple of chapters, about 20 pages, after I unboxed the Shelflove crate, and then I edited all of the first part of the week's vlog, and I was just like doing that thing where I edit a day and read a bit, and then I've been reading today, and I'm on page 290 of about 330, so I really don't have a lot of this to go. So now that I'm almost done with this, I can let you know what it is about. So this follows a girl called Anna, and Anna is, I don't want to say that she's a robot, but at the same time I don't want to say that she's a cyborg. So she works in a place called The Kingdom, and this is like blatantly based on Disneyland, I would say. Like, I would say it's like so obvious that this is supposed to be a Disneyland type environment. So this is set in the future, so obviously there are quite a lot of advancements that we don't have in theme parks these days. If you think about places like Disney World, how they have all of the different areas, like there's Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, etc. The same is true of this. They have like areas that are covered in snow. They have lagoons with mermaids and sea creatures. They have a prehistoric area, and then they have like a magic land, like Magic Kingdom kind of area where the princess castle is. Now, our main character is a fantasist, and a fantasist is a, again, don't want to say robot, don't want to say cyborg, but it is a person that has been created, but they are partially a robot and partially a human. So they're not like cyborgs, they're humans with robot parts, I think. And then robots are obviously like full metal, and she is neither. She is like both human and a robot. But Anna is one of these fantasists, and along with her 6 sisters, they are tasked with entertaining the guests of the theme park. They are essentially Disney princesses. They are Disney princesses that have been manufactured and created with the sole purpose of being these figures in this park. Anna lives a pretty charmed life. She has a dormitory with all of her sisters. She spends her days doing parades and meet and greets. If you've ever been to Disneyland or Disney World and seen a Disney princess, you know the kind of thing that Anna does. However, underneath all of this like magic fantasy theme park life, there is a sinister edge. I would say there are suggestions of sexual assault in here. It is never on the page, and like I said, I've got 40 pages left, and I think where we're at in the plot, it's not going to be on the page, but there are definitely suggestions of sexual assault. As you can imagine, these manufactured women are absolutely beautiful, and when the investors come to visit, they like to take advantage of beautiful women. There is also a romance plotline in here. Anna meets a new maintenance worker who doesn't seem to be so enamored with the kingdom as everybody else is, as well as manufacturing women to work in this park. They also manufacture animals. So we have fez, which are formerly extinct species, and every month the park reintroduces an extinct species, and they live in like the various areas of the kingdom. We do follow 2 timelines in here, but each chapter in one of the timelines is always titled with the name of an animal. So for example, we have the July of the swift fox and the June of the northern rockhopper penguin, and I believe this is because Anna is deeply invested in the lives of these hybrid animals that the park keeps bringing in, and so she associates the months with these particular species that was introduced that year. We do follow 2 timelines in this book as well. So we have the present timeline where a murder trial is taking place, and Anna has been accused of murdering somebody. She says that she doesn't do it, but seemingly all the evidence points towards her. And then the other timeline, which is where we spend most of our time, is the 2 years that lead up to this trial. The present day timeline, so the timeline of the murder trial, is told through mixed media. So we have trial transcripts of the witnesses and notable people who are giving evidence in court. We also have a post-trial interview, and we have surveillance footage and things in here as well. Now, like I said, I'm coming straight off the back of Illuminae, so the mixed media aspects in here are nowhere near like Illuminae level, but they do intercept the chapters in the other timeline. So I think that pretty much covers what this book is about. I will give a trigger warning for self-harm. There is one scene of self-harm. It is very brief. I'm not triggered by anything like that, so I can't really say how triggering it is, but if that is something that you're conscious of, then maybe have a look into it. And also animal abuse in here, because essentially this story is about the sordid underworld of places like this, like places like Disney World. And honestly, like the Disney loving part of me, which is like 90%, is a little bit sad reading this, because I'm one of those people who just generally ignores the fact that Disney makes its money off emotional manipulation and children. Essentially, that's how they make their money. So I tend to overlook that, but this is definitely like what happens behind the scenes, like what things are really like. So we have this animal trainer. He specializes in the predators, so the big cats, and there's like a scene with a polar bear in here, and he's not a nice guy. He's not a nice man. So there are trigger warnings for animal abuse as well. As for how I'm enjoying it so far, I would say I'm probably enjoying it about 3 stars worth. It's definitely a lot darker than I expected it to be, with the undertones of sexual violence, animal abuse, etc., and like I said, the sordid underbelly of theme park. But at the same time, it is kind of like a very light story. Like, I've read 290 pages in less than 24 hours. It's a super fast read. It's really fast paced, and at the moment I am enjoying it. It's just not blowing me away. So at this point I would give it around 3 stars. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about this at the minute, because I'm so close to finishing it that I will be bringing you another update very soon on my full thoughts on this. So I think that's all I have for you at the moment. It is 4:55, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go finish the kingdom, and then I'm going to possibly start editing this vlog, just because I'm going out tomorrow. I'm going to the gym, and then I'm gonna go shopping because I really need to pick up some stuff. Then I'll probably make some dinner, and then I'll film and edit that video that needs to go up tomorrow. But somewhere in the midst of that, I will let you know my final thoughts on The Kingdom. Hey guys, so I have finished The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. I have given it 3 stars. It was a very 3-star book. I'm struggling. I've been thinking about what I can tell you about it and my thoughts on it. I just don't think it's going to be memorable for me, which is why I'm struggling, and it's also why I gave it 3 stars. There's nothing I disliked about it, and I did enjoy my time reading it. Obviously, I've read it extremely quickly, so it must be compelling. I just didn't really love anything about it either. What I will say about this is that with the theme of the girls being genetically, well, created, not genetically engineered, they are physically created in a factory to be these Disney princess robot type things, it does remind me a lot of Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill, and I know a lot of people think that that book is just a young adult version of The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, so you could assume that it's also kind of similar to that. It did definitely deal with a lot more darker topics than I expected it to, and the ending was like a whole surprise. I didn't love the ending, but I didn't expect it to go in the way that it did either. I think one of the things that makes this not really stand out to me is that one of the things that I was really excited to read about in this book was the theme park, and as I read out to you yesterday off the dust jacket, this theme park does include things like virtual reality dragon rides, and while those things are present in the theme park, we never really encounter them from the perspective of the main characters. She talks about like walking past the 1,000 feet roller coaster and like the Mermaid Lagoon and stuff, and I do think that the Mermaid Lagoon and that stadium felt very much like SeaWorld, and I think that was one of the aspects of the book that I could visualize a lot, like the mermaid area, but there was a whole lot of this that I just felt like I couldn't visualize. And as one of the coolest things about this book is the fact that it's in like a Disneyland on steroids kind of environment. I think it was a missed opportunity to not fully explore that, even though it would have been completely gratuitous and not necessarily anything to do with further in the plot. I do think that it would have been a really exciting to explore this environment and this theme park a little bit more. Aside from that, like I said, it was good. I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'll remember it for very long. I didn't absolutely love it. There's no aspects that I could say that I really like emphatically love about this, but there's nothing I disliked about it either. So it's definitely a very middle of the road book for me, but I am glad that I read it because I do like it when I find a book that I can read in such a short space of time and just like completely devour the story. So if you are looking for something that's like fast paced, or maybe if you're in a reading slump and you're looking for something that you could just devour in a day, this would be like a great candidate, because I've just come out of reading Illuminate and it has these mixed media aspects. I kept thinking while I was reading it, I was like, oh, I need the audiobook for this mixed media, but I don't even think this is released in the UK yet, so I couldn't have found one anyway. And also, it isn't Illuminate, so my brain needs to stop with that. One thing actually that I didn't show you yesterday, I only noticed last night when I was reading, is that the dust jacket for this is actually illustrated, which was really cool and really pretty. So yeah, I thought I would show you that, seeing as I forgot to do it yesterday. Obviously this isn't on my Bookopoly TBR because I literally just received it and read it, but as you guys know, I'm also participating in the book junkie trials, and there are a few spots on the map that I have not picked books for, but I have counted this for the Empty Barrel Inn, and the prompt for that is to read an indulgent book. And the way that I'm justifying it, there's like a couple of ways I could go. One, it's indulgent because I literally just hauled a book and then just read it straight away, and secondly, this is a very indulgent type book. I think there's aspects of this as well, like I haven't read the selection, but reading this reminded me of a lot of things that people say about the selection series, so if you like the selection, you might like this. And I think just the like theme park, robot princesses aspect, like what's more indulgent than that? So I actually expected that book to take me through most of this weekend and most of this vlog, and now that I've finished it, I'm not sure what I'm going to read. I do have Storm of Swords Part 2, Blood and Gold. This is my 4th Bookopoly role to read an adult fantasy, and also it is my book for the book junkie trials for the Draconic Isle, which is to read a book that features dragons. So I could read some of this. The live show for this is next Sunday, and I'm only on page 340. I'm this far in, so I have less to go than I've read. The thing with this is that I can't read it solidly, like I need to take a break every 30 to 50 pages. So I may try to get to at least page 400, 450 this weekend, and then finish this off next week. And I may pick up another book off my Bookopoly TBR. I will definitely let you know if I do that, what it is. But at the minute, I'm quite undecided because I really did expect that book to take me most of the weekend. So now I have too many possibilities that I don't know what to do. So I just have one more thing to show you, and that is that I got some book mail today from Amazon. If you watched the first half of this week's vlog, then you will probably know what it is. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it in this one. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I ordered Gemina. I'm so excited to continue this series. I do this, like, I know that I can't read this until at least next month, but I Amazon Primed it, and I can't read this until at least August. But I do like to have the next book in a series ready, because otherwise when I'm filling my TBR, I'll be like, oh well, I don't own that book, so I buy it. So I'm definitely ready to continue with this series. So I'm hoping I can get this in August. Ooh, pictures. I'm actually thinking that if I can get this onto my Bookopoly TBR, that I will save it for traveling to and from Rome next month. month. The journey will be 3 hours each way. I really struggle to read on planes. Like, you're spending hours in an environment where you really can't do much apart from something like reading, and I just never pick up my book. I literally sit there and do nothing instead of picking up my book. But I think because I had the audiobook, which will help me block out everything that's going on around me, and also a physical copy, that I will really be able to zone in. So I would like to get this on my August TBR so that I can read it while I'm traveling. The only problem I'll have with that is that I'll read it for 3 hours, I'll get really into it, and then I won't be able to read it for a week because I won't have time to just like put in an audiobook and physically read. So we'll see, but I would like to do that. I would like to be reading this on the plane to and from Rome. So that is all I have for you right now. I have just finished filming my mid-year series check-in. I think I have around 45 minutes of footage for that, which I'm not looking forward to editing. I also have books all over the floor because of how many series I include in that video. So I'm going to tidy up, and then what time is it? I think I might try and nip to Tesco because I'm running out of Pepsi, and if you guys know anything about me, you will know that like I'm pretty sure that my body is fueled by Pepsi now, even to the point where it could be running through my veins. I drink that much Pepsi Max. So I'm gonna tidy up and then go restock my Pepsi supply and then get on with some editing, and I'll let you know tomorrow whether I picked up a new book or whether I'm reading Storm of Swords. Hey guys, so it is quite late now. It's 8 p.m. almost on Sunday evening, and I think I'm going to wrap this vlog up here. I haven't done a great deal of reading today. I left the house this morning and I went to the gym, and then I had quite a bit of shopping to do because I needed to pick up a few things, and today was pretty much the only day that I could do it. I have also just filmed a video. It was a very exciting one, and you can probably tell it had a Harry Potter theme, a Slytherin theme to be specific, but I hope you will enjoy that video when you do see it. So like I said, I haven't done much reading today, and I don't think I did any reading last night because I was editing the series check-in video that went up today, but I am currently on page 378 of Storm of Swords, so I'm not actually too far off the mark because I said I wanted to be on around page 400 of this. Something I forgot to say, and I keep getting shouted out by Gavin, is that the live show for this is going to be on the 21st of July. I did mention that in last week's vlog, but Gavin is our new Lannister representative, so Gavin is joining the Catch Up Book Club, A Song of Ice and Fire read-along team. You all know Gavin. If you don't, I'll put his link in the description box below, but I definitely talk about him a lot, especially in my vlogs and my hauls, because he is a lovely human. He thinks he's a Ravenclaw, but he's actually a Hufflepuff, and he sends me gifts all the time. He's a sweet little bean, a little cinnamon roll, and I love him a lot. So last week when I was reading this, I did say that if you wanted to know where I was up to without spoilers, I was up to what I thought was the last wedding of the book. Not true. There's another wedding, and it's not as big an affair as the other weddings are, but there's definitely another wedding in here. So I think I'm up to the 4th wedding of the book now. There may be more. I don't even know. Obviously, as the live show for this is in a week, I do need to finish this pretty sharpish. I'm going to read a little bit more tonight, and then I may focus most of my time on this until I read it. I mean, if I get to page 400 tonight, I do only have like 160 pages left, which is a couple of days at most. However, I have only read 2 books this week, and I read 2 books last week, and one of the books that I've read is The Kingdom, which was added onto my TBR. So that means that my TBR in total would be 12 books. I've read 4, which means I have 8 books to read, and the last week of the month is the reading rush. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm worried. I'm worried because none of the books that I have to read are particularly short either. But we'll see how we go in next week's reading vlog. Obviously, I'm aiming to get a lot of reading done because I need to, but I'm also aiming to get a whole ton of videos out. So we will see how that goes. We will see if I manage it, or if July's Bookopoly will be the first one that I completely fail at. So I think that is it for my weekend reading vlog. I don't think I have anything else to tell you. I would of course like to thank Owlcrate for sponsoring this video. If you would like to check out Owlcrate or purchase any of their boxes, like I said, all of the information will be in my description box, as well as a 10% off discount code, so you can get a little bit of extra money off your first purchase. But that is all from me for this weekend, guys. Please don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next week. Bye! Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go and nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.